So I would like to ask you about the role of China in the development of tourism in Asia, because China now is evolving very fast and goes everywhere actually in this region. And apart from China, if you consider as important markets, other like India or Indonesia or any other market. And also in the incoming field, I would like to ask you about the Saudi Arabia and Middle East, who is developing fast, and they try to receive some tourists, but they are not so open yet. And Myanmar here in Asia, which is the jewel, let's say, as they say some people. And how you comment on those?
Okay, I think in my job I travel extensively. I think and every time I travel, I always see Chinese traveling as a group. I think today the Chinese have traveled. You see them in Paris, you see them in Frankfurt, you see them in London, you see them in Hong Kong, you see them in Tokyo. It's obvious with such a huge population base that they have and the disposable income that they have, the Chinese are starting to travel. In the hotel industry, I think we all look at market segments for you to achieve your occupancy and achieve your average rates. I think some of the more important market segments I think that hotels need to look at, obviously, are the Chinese business and the Indian business, because these are two huge population bases and they have disposable income they can travel. I think having said that, also it's important how you manage this business. I think the Chinese, there are different ways that a hotel needs to manage this kind of business, both for the Chinese and Indians, because their needs and demands are different from other clients. Looking at the region as a whole, I think the Saudi region, attracts a lot of corporate business. It's not easy to travel to the Saudi region because there are visa restrictions. We travel constantly to Saudi. You need a sponsor to get a visa. You also understand the habits of these people, that they work on the weekends. In other countries, they don't work on the weekends. There's also a strong culture that you need, not I would say culture, but religion that you have to respect. But there's also a lot of inter-travel within Saudi, and also a lot of Saudis travel to Asia for medical services. Huge demand for travel to this part of the world for medical services. Looking at, further down the road, we've always looked at new destinations. I think Myanmar is an up-and-coming destination. I think we as an American hotel company, considering the government's association with the United States, we would like to be the first American hotel company to go to Myanmar. We're talking to a couple of potential owners there in Myanmar. There's a huge shortage of rooms currently in Myanmar, and that's where we want to go in. But in general, as a whole, I would say travel within Asia is increasing. I travel constantly on various airlines to various destinations, and you can see two things. One is the load factors are very high. And the second thing that is very noticeable, that all the travel within Asia, there are more Asians traveling than there are Caucasians. At the same time, there are more Asians sitting in business class than there are Caucasians. So the market has changed a lot, and it's obvious why it has. I think with the current recession that we have in the United States and in Europe, that's why we see this change. And most of the business is travel, inter-Asia travel.
Okay.